Hello everyone, this is Donna from Even the Scales, and I'm on my channel because I'd like to speak about the abuse that I just went through when I just went to one of the local shopping centres. I had an appointment at that shopping centre, so there were people that knew that I was going there because the stalkers that are putting me through this abuse, they can see my personal phone, so they know everywhere I go. They can also track my vehicle. They can also view into my vehicle. They can also view into my home, into my bathroom and my bedroom and my living area. And I was just put through abuse all the way on the road. Before I even pulled out of my driveway, there's someone that they deliberately parked their car in such a way so that I have to scrape my car on the gutter as I go out of my driveway, and I've also got to swing my car wide onto the road to get out of my driveway. They do this deliberately so that they can send a driver up the road traveling in the opposite direction to try and cause me to have an accident. So that was before I even left my driveway. Then as soon as I'm on the road, I was stalked by drivers from every direction. There were more stalkers on the road than there were just regular drivers, and they were everywhere. And they all try and get near to my vehicle so that they can put me through some kind of psychological abuse. And it's usually related to the number plates that they have on their car. Sometimes they will just try and create distractions on the road as well to try and cause me accidents. So I was stalked all the way there on the road, in the car park when I arrived to the shopping centre, and then inside the shopping centre I was also stalked as well. And they were sending people towards me today that look like people from my past, abusers from my past, and there was also somebody who was insinuating once again that I am a gay person, and I am definitely not a gay person, but I am really sick of people insinuating that I am, and not because I think that there's anything wrong with being a gay person at all. It also makes me angry that they're using that to as a form of abuse, because in this day and age we shouldn't put anybody down for being gay. So, but these people are. They are like they ridicule me because I haven't got a partner, but this is because of the lies that have been told over my name, and the amount of people that are involved in this that my family members and people connected to my family have deliberately told lies about me to keep people away from me, so it will look like I'm gay. But yeah, they're using that as a form of, as a tactic of their abuse. This is what they do. I am also ridiculed because of my health conditions that I cannot help. I'm in the privacy of my own home, and no one should be viewing into my home. These health conditions that I have, I need help for them. I can't trust anybody in regard to those health conditions because the health department in New South Wales has been involved in putting me through abuse since I was a child. So what they're doing is that they know about my health conditions. They know the truth, but they hold back the true diagnosis for my conditions to try and make them worse, so that I'm embarrassed in my home by the people that are viewing into my home, so that it will turn people off wanting to be around me. So this is what they're doing. And then when I just got home, there was also neighbours that live not in this building where I live. They're not renting off St George Community Housing as far as I know, but there's a lot of neighbours surrounding me that are involved in this abuse, and there's one of them that just sits over the back and revs up his car constantly. And then there's and like it's a V8 engine, and they're doing that for a deliberate reason. And you know, the mentality of these people is just so low to me. The stuff they do, it doesn't even make sense. Like, I just was on my way in the front door of my home, and there's some people that live across the road, and they have been involved in this abuse in the past. This person's not directly across the road from me. I just want to say that. But they are in the vicinity around my area, and there's a lot of neighbours that surround my home that are involved in this. And this particular person has used her child before. She's actually carried out child abuse on a child as a part of this abuse to try and get a reaction out of me. And today she must have been tracking my vehicle and watching my movements, and she made sure that she was outside with her friend talking in another language really loud. Now, I know there is nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with people talking in their own language. You know, people should be allowed to talk however they want. But the thing is, I know this woman's viewing into my home illegally, and I know that she was out there doing that because it's, I've mentioned before that because I say on my videos that I need urgent help, and I say it on every single post that I put up because I just think to myself, every time I've got to say that I need urgent help and the Campbelltown police aren't helping me and the landlord's not helping me and my family aren't helping me, it just reflects back onto them every time that I've got to say that. So that's why I say it on every single post. But I do need urgent help. I do. I need help for my health conditions, and I need help because these people are just so desperate right now that some of them, you know, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, the woman downstairs, she tampers with my air. She's sent gas into my home in the past. So, you know, that's what she's capable of. And she's tried to kill me every day for 22 months. So these people, I don't know what they're going to do next. And this woman downstairs too, these people, everybody involved, they love humiliating me. They love body shaming me, humiliating me. That's what they try and do, to try and affect my self-esteem, to try and stop me from speaking about this on my channel. So anyway, yeah, this woman across the road, she was deliberately out there with her friend talking really loud in her own language. And she was doing that because I say that I need urgent help. And that's because the band Foreigner sings that song Urgent. So this is something that they've been doing lately. I mean, that just goes to show you the mentality of these people and what they're doing and just how much it doesn't make sense. But that's what they're doing. And I know this because I've been going through it for 23 months. I mean, these people must think that they're going to be able to turn around and say, oh, she was delusional. You know, she thinks everyone's against her because obviously they've probably done this to people in the past and gotten away with it. But no, I've been going through this severe abuse for almost 2 years now, and I know the tactics these people are using. I know how they operate. So I know that woman's viewing into my home illegally because I know that she has abused her child in the past as a part of this abuse. So when there's people viewing into my home illegally and invading my privacy like that, I have every right to protect myself because there's no police here. There's no leaders here in Campbelltown that'll stand up and do anything about it, and they just sit back and pretend that they can't see it happening, but they absolutely can. I mean, some of them even involve themselves in the abuse. So there's no one to call for help. And I've got my community here in Campbelltown that's involved in this is trying to abuse me to death. There's also people on the South Coast involved in this, people from where I used to live. And they are some of the cruelest people that you can imagine. One of them's a corrupt police officer and his family. When I walked away from abuse 5.5 years ago, I was escaping because since I was a child, I've been human trafficked by the abusive couple that adopted me as a child. They've human trafficked me my whole life. They've arranged my marriages. Everything's been set up. They've also had the help of corrupt members of this state to do that. Then, when I lived down the South Coast, although I didn't know it at the time, I do now, I was human trafficked there. And there was a very corrupt, abusive police officer that's had control of my life for at least the past 14 years, 13 to 14 years. And his family's connected to my ex-partner. Well, they are. They're my ex-partner's family. And I'm going to say it because I need help. Because those people are somehow, they're a lot of the reason why this is happening to me now. They've got a lot to do with it. And there's no one to call for help. So I have every right to protect myself as much as I possibly can. That corrupt police officer has committed violent crimes against women. He is a monster. And I know I use that word a lot. And I mean, there's no other way to describe some of these people. The ones that are still involved in this, they are absolute monsters. They're capable of murder. So, I need urgent help here because it's the lowest of the lowest people in this community that are still involved in this. People that are capable of, sitting back and abusing another person to death, an innocent person, and watching them suffer, watching them be put through cruelty. That is that is a monster as far as I'm concerned, because you obviously got no, human empathy or anything like that for what I'm going through, Some of these people, they just keep doing it over and over again, and some of these people know what I've been through in my life and they still do this. So that tells me, these people are capable of anything. So, those people on the South Coast, they're still somehow involved in this right now, and I hope they're caught. Because they have wrecked my life. They have done so much to my life. And it was all set up. It was all set up with the person that adopted me as a child, and my ex-husband. He was involved in the setup as well. So when I left that relationship, I was actually fleeing for my life. I was escaping. And then when I got away, this is when they started panicking. This is when they started putting me through more and more abuse. And that family have come after me. The whole family, extended family. There's so many of them. and they're all after me, and I've done nothing to any of them to deserve this. This is happening because of the abusive men in their family. And all the women in that family, they all support the abusive men in the family as well, just like my family. So I didn't just have my family, or who I thought was my family. They're not my family. I was adopted as a child. And so I didn't just have that family coming after me, an extended family, who've also brainwashed my children, and then their families were involved, the ones that are in relationships with other families. Then there's my exes, who were all involved in this, and then all their families are involved in this as well. So you think about it, all those people, like there'd be over 100 people there. All of those people, all working against me to try and destroy my life and to ruin my reputation so that they can try and get away with the crime that they've been involved in for years and years. There's also people involved that have been involved in this, that connected to my family, that aren't related, that have been involved in this for, up to 45 to 50 years, some of them. So, then they've got jobs in the community, some of them, where they're able to abuse their power. I mean, this is my hometown here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. So a lot of the people that are involved in this, I grew up with. And little did I know back then, they were involved in this. So, all them people, they don't want to be held accountable for what they've done. So they're all creating lies. They're all creating slander to keep people away from me, so that their involvement in this crime, this is a huge crime. There's so many people involved, and yeah, because it's my hometown, a lot of those people did grow up and get jobs in the community where they're able to abuse their power. So that's exactly what's going on right now. It's like in this town, there's an undercurrent of organised crime running that nobody can see, but it's there. And there are people working in positions of power that are abusing their power, and this is why they've been able to get away with this for so long. But the person that brought me up, the poor excuse for a father that I had, he deliberately set me up as a child, and her, they both set me up as a child to be abused as a child. From the day they adopted me, they were abusing me. Deliberately saying things and setting things up. They had their friends help them. I'm talking about when I was a child of 8 years old, I can remember this happening. And then they had friends that were helping them do it. Friends, their age. They would have been in their 20s at the time. So this is what those people are like. They've actually adopted a child to deliberately abuse me psychologically, and I'm still being put through it now, and it's just got worse and worse and worse. And I need urgent help. I need urgent help right now to put an end to this abuse, to put an end to the lies, so that this can never happen to anyone ever again. And that's why I'm so adamant about keeping this, about standing my ground on this and getting through this, because I don't want my grandchildren to ever have to go through this, because all the adults around them are toxic. I'm sorry, but they are. I mean, those people have completely pretended that I don't exist anymore for money. And some of them have used their children too. They brainwash their children. So, I've already started to see it happening with their generation. They use their children like commodities. And they use them. They use them to get what they want. Like, some of my family members were actually putting their children up to things to go against their grandmother. The only one who probably even, cared about them. Because the other adults don't, because if they did, they wouldn't have done this. They wouldn't have taken the grandmother of the family away from those children. So that's why I need to keep going through this, and I need to get through this. I am being forced to hold up a curtain when I use my bathroom right now, while constantly going through cruel ridicule and abuse. I don't want my grandkids ever going through anything like this. And I also know that if I was to just forget all about this and move somewhere else, it would follow me no matter where I go, because it followed me from the South Coast because of the corrupt police and corrupt members of the health system and family members that are involved in this. Some of that family that live on the South Coast, they have family here too. So they send them out after me. And then, these people are operating this off some kind of platform. There's some kind of platform online where these people are viewing into my house illegally. They play it like a game. And there's people putting ideas up on some kind of website or app or something like that for these people to use as abuse. Either that, or they're viewing into my home illegally on this website or app, and they can view into my car illegally there. They can get ideas. They can watch my pulse rate on that app or web page. They can track my vehicle. They can track me no matter where I go. So it's like a community here of organised crime that's just running this town right now. And they make up their own rules here in Campbelltown, New South Wales. And, I'm a victim of this. So I've got every right to speak up about it. And my life's probably in danger because of that. But I'm not going to sit back and let people take my life either. So I need these cameras removed from my home. I need this landlord held accountable for what they've done, because this landlord has enabled this crime. This landlord is still enabling environmental crimes right now. When I just left my house then, there was more stalkers on the road than what there were just cars, just general cars. And it's like someone has got so much money that's involved in this that they just carry out the most idiotic abuse that's just so pointless. But, you can tell that whoever they are, they've spent thousands on it. So there's really wealthy businessmen and women involved in this who've just got, thousands of dollars, must be just like spare change to them. So, and they're using it to abuse me, and some of the, it's just so pointless and senseless and stupid to me, but it's like they're getting some kind of kick out of it, It's like, oh, that's really funny. Let's do that. So it's just so pointless and stupid. So please, if there's anyone that can help me get justice here, please help me. Because these people are desperate, and they are just some of the most cruelest people from here to the South Coast that are involved in this. Cruel people that do this for their fun. So thank you if you've listened to this video. If you can help me raise public awareness of this, please do. And thanks for listening.